Hello, good morning, everyone. Good day. My name is Mr. Romeo. I used to be Chanel's science teacher when she was in seventh grade. Just to give you a quick background, I worked at UW High School in Pasig for 3 years, and then I moved to the US. I taught in the US for 2 years, also middle school science. And now I'm here in China. It's my second year, and I'm loving it so far. And this video is to answer some of the questions for Chanel's presentation. Question number one is, what are the language policies and programs in China, specifically in education? Well, since it's only my second year here in China and I'm working in an international school, definitely the medium of instruction would be English. So they are required to speak English at all times. The only subject that is taught in a different language, which is Chinese Mandarin, is the Chinese subject. Not sure with public schools. I believe when I researched it, effective 2001, they made it compulsory to have English subject in primary, but I think it's changing, right?
Yeah, it's changing. Most public school students, they will have English until grade 3. Then they will teach basic English like hello or this kind of things.
Like, hello, how do you?
Yeah, hello.
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
The typical is hello, how do you do? And your answer is I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, that's
like
it.
the generic when they see someone in the street. Hello, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Fine,
No,
thank you.
even there's
you?
no
Oh, not
I'm
even that?
good. There's
Okay.
even no I'm good. They only can answer I'm fine, thank you.
So if you twitch the question, they'd be like, huh?
Yeah,
What is
huh?
that?
What is it?
Oh, by the way, this is Miss Evelyn, our school's guidance counselor. I'm Miss
Hi.
Evelyn. How long have you been teaching or counselor?
I've been teaching and being counselor like for about 5 years. Yeah, but this is my first year in WRS.
In international school.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, the second question is, what is the status of English in China? How about in education? Well, as a foreign living in China, I'd say in school, especially in international schools, maybe also bilingual schools, English language is they're doing pretty okay, I'd say. And especially for international school, I mean, all the students are able to speak English, but there are some who are still having a hard time.
Yeah.
But they are actually doing their best to catch up and to match the pace when it comes to English language. Outside, as a foreign living here, it's difficult to go out in the public and, let's say, buy something from a restaurant or from a store. Majority of them, they do not speak English, but Chinese are really helpful because the moment they find out that you can't speak English, they would pull out their phones and use translator, and they would really help out a lot. Sometimes it's more of like a success story for them if they're able to help someone who speaks English, and they'd be like, oh, I don't know how to do it, but they're really helpful.
But I think it happens in the big cities like Hangzhou and Shanghai. You will find there's more English used in this kind of city. And the most struggle place for foreigners, I think, would be the hospital. Because there are so many procedures in the hospital, and most of the hospital is in Chinese.
I think there's a question for that. Number 3, is China lacking teachers to teach English, or is it that they don't allow it? Well, of course, I'm an expat teaching here. For Filipinos, Chinese government do not allow non-native English speakers to teach English here. So, like, Filipinos can't teach English here. So only natives like South Africans, Americans, Europeans, Canadians, and all that. They're actually lacking. If they're really focusing on like pronunciation, grammar, and all that, they would really need to hire people outside of China. There are a lot of good teachers here, like who can speak English, but for international schools, parents would be more enticed to enroll in a school where there's a lot of native speakers because they feel like, oh, if my kid has a native speaker, then they probably adapt the accent and all.
And in China, when teachers teach English, especially the Chinese teacher who teach English to students, they will focus on the grammar. But it's not the grammar that all the foreigners will usually use.
Conversational.
Yeah, it's not very conversational. It's just the paperwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Like they're more of like memorizing vocabulary.
Yeah,
right?
vocabularies and grammars. Yeah, and about doing the test.
Yeah, I've seen some shows in Korea that most of the students also are just working on memorizing words.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like conversing with other people, then they might have a hard time because their discipline in school is more of memorizing, not using it in a normal conversation.
They will only converse you with this typical answers, like how the book read this, then we'll copy it.
Yeah, but when you twitch or when you change the question, they'll be like, oh, I didn't learn it from school.
What's that?
Exactly. But the last question is, what language is used in signage? Well, I drive in the Philippines, I have my own car, but here I don't think I can do it because most of the signages in the roads,
What's the meaning of signage?
like street signs.
Oh, street signs. Okay.
Street signs.
Yeah.
It's not translated in English, but it's in Pinyin. So
Yeah,
you have like a Chinese character, and then they will translate it in Pinyin. Let's say the name of this the street is Fuguangxie. So it will be written with the alphabet, with American alphabet, but not exactly the translation in English.
Yeah. So because it's a traditional Chinese name, I think. But for the street, it will have the translation as a street. But for the name, it's only have pinyin in it.
Pinyin, right?
Yeah.
But I believe in other cities, like more international cities like Suzhou, they're starting to make signages translated in English because there's a lot of foreign, like internationals.
But it's hard for the streets.
It is hard.
Yeah, it is really hard because it's very traditional name, Chinese name. It doesn't have English meaning.
So it's like there's no direct translation. Like in Westlake. So there's like Westlake, they can translate it to Westlake because it's easier. But with an exact proper name, it's going to be hard for them to translate it to English.
Yeah, because some names they are long, and if you translate to English, it will be a very, very long sentence and hard to remember.
So overall, English is not a primary language here in China. It's the Mandarin Chinese, but we're trying to be as global as they can. Yeah. It's a big country. They have very good economies, so they need to still adapt with the changing world, and language is one of that. And slowly the government is putting a lot of measures to make sure that the students are equipped when they get out of China and be the best that they can be.
Yeah, but I think it's improving a lot compared with like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago, there's no one can speak English.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I hope you learned a lot from this short video. If you have any questions, just let us know. Again, my name is Mr. Romeo. This is
Evelyn.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.